welcome to another episode of Be Bold. My name is Crystal Jeanne, and today, as usual, we're ready to inspire, to motivate, and to encourage you to be bold. Now, in studio today, we have a very special guest for the Diaspora segment, Kofi Obeng, who is the CEO of CD Group. Kofi, thank you for joining us here today.
Anytime, Crystal.
All the way from Canada.
Yep.
So tell us, what brings you to Ghana?
I just came for a quick business trip to look into a couple of things that I'm working on in Ghana.
Yeah. Now, you've lived in Canada for how long?
It's been 5 years now.
5 years?
Yeah.
And what was your mission, your reason for going to Canada in the first place?
For Canada, it was strictly to just go and get my schooling done, take care of school, get it out of the way.
Yes. Now, we went to the same university.
Yes, indeed.
And that's how I met you first. So tell me, what exactly did you study at Carleton University?
I did a health sciences program. That's what I did. So when I finished that at Carleton, then I went ahead and did a program in Toronto, a postgraduate program for pharmaceutical regulatory affairs, and finished up with that one.
Yeah. And what has your experience been like in Canada?
Oh, it's been interesting. It's a very diverse community. You know, for Canada, there are a lot of immigrants in Canada from Jamaica, anywhere in Africa, India, China. So it's a very interesting, diverse community. You get to meet different people and interact with different people from different backgrounds.
Yeah. And were you, before you went to Canada, you said 5 years, were you in Ghana or were you based in other countries?
I was in Ghana for a bit. I went to the States for a bit, came back to Ghana, then I went to Canada. Okay.
Now tell me about some of the challenges that you face being a Ghanaian who's living in a foreign country.
Challenges.
Yes. Daily life. We're looking at, working conditions. What are the challenges?
For me, it's always been a matter of having to prove yourself beyond the norm. You got to push and prove yourself beyond the norm, because there is already a perception about Africans, and for you to step out there and break that perception, you have to be willing to work double what everybody else would do. Even simple things like appointments, you have to be willing and ready to make sure that you get there at least 10-15 minutes before the appointment is scheduled, so you can break that stereotype thinking that people have about Africans. So it's always about setting the bar a little bit higher than what I would do for myself if I was in Ghana. And it's always been a challenge, but we keep it going.
What kind of businesses have you ventured at in Canada?
In Canada, it's been for businesses, the way I see it is always either product-based business or a service-based business. I've been the service kind of person. So for businesses, I'm currently involved in 3 businesses for my company. And the first one was in the automobile industry, where we specifically specialize in car rentals for immigrants that came to Canada and do not have access to credit cards, as well as people who live there and don't have access to credit cards to go to big established companies like Enterprise Car Rentals and the rest. We're currently going through a whole legislation change, so that one is kind of hold for now, but we're working hard to make sure that we get it back on track. The second service that I'm in is telecommunications, where we provide calling card and international long distance features for people in the diaspora to call relatives and loved ones in Africa. And our biggest major traffic destinations are countries like Ivory Coast, Ghana, DRC Congo, Nigeria, and then India. So that's what we do on that side as well. And then the third thing that now my partners and I are working on, which we started about a year ago, is to be able to give credit facilities to people that want to invest in Africa. And that's what we are really specializing on. Not people who want money for Canada, but to do projects in Ghana. So we've started it, and we've worked with some people from Tanzania, some people from Nigeria, and
So people that want to invest in Africa from Canada, or you say you started, do you mean that your base is in Tanzania and
the base is in Canada, but we have people from Canada who want to, Africans who want to do projects in Africa. And most times the major hurdle you face is if you want a project and you want to do it in Canada, the banks are very familiar with the Canadian territory, so they are willing to extend you credit facilities. But if you want to do a project in any African country, like the Nigerian guy we're working with wanted to set up a poultry farm in Nigeria to supply chicken to most of these restaurants, no bank in US or Canada is willing to do that kind of project because they don't know the terrain, and that's where we are specializing in to get people to be able to do projects back home.
Yeah. And is this some of the reasons why you come down then, I guess, to check the environment?
That's one of the reasons, yeah.
Okay. Now, you mentioned before, what exactly did you study at Carleton?
Health sciences.
Health sciences.
I went to school to do.
So then the three things that you mentioned had nothing to do really with health sciences. Can you explain how that happened?
For me, tuition is expensive, and I like to pay money to learn something that I cannot learn on my own. Business for me is kind of second nature because the kind of family I grew up in, that's how my dad is, that's how my mom is. You know, we're brought up and trained in that way. So I did a whole different dynamics that I could not learn on my own, and by doing that, for me, that is like an insurance for everything that I'm doing, because business is very cyclical. Things can go well one time and then next time you know, everything goes downhill. So I got the education as an insurance policy for myself, just in case anything goes sour, you have something to fall back on.
I see.
Yeah. So with that one, I still work on it, and I'm currently working with the medical devices company because that's what I specialized in, medical devices. So we do registration of medical devices. We deal with health agencies like FDA, Health Canada and stuff to make sure that medical devices that come on the market are safe for the end user and the person who is, you know, the healthcare practitioner using it, as well as they are effective. The devices do what they are supposed to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me also with regards to people sending their kids to go and study abroad, what is your opinion on that? How do you think that you have an advantage over, let's say, someone that studied here all their lives?
For me, I'll call it, you know, it's just having different perspectives, right? Because increasingly the world is becoming, everybody says, a global village. And if you are stuck in a certain zone and know how to do things in a particular way, that is all that you know how to do. However, if you get the opportunity to travel, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but if you do get the opportunity to travel, it helps because you get to see how things are done in a different way, be it transportation, simple bus, you know, services or whatnot. And then when you get the best of these both worlds, you're able to infuse and incorporate it to set up something that will be unique. So yeah, that would be the advantage I'll say of traveling. Other than that, everything that is outside Ghana is in Ghana. Yeah. Anything you want to get is in Ghana, right? So the having both perspectives is the major big difference. Yeah.
Now, Kofi, do you have any regrets with regards to moving to Canada? Of course, not in life.
No. I wouldn't say so because it was a calculated move for me. For me, I had relationships here that I established before I left. And after I left, I still keep in touch with my relationships. I call, I email, we send text messages. When I come to Ghana, I see my colleagues and stuff. So regrets, I wouldn't say so at all because I have a calculated move and that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
And do you have any sort of dreams or future plans to move back to Ghana?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ghana is home. Home sweet home. So yes, I definitely do have plans of moving back to Ghana, and that is part of the reason why, like I said, I keep my relationships, I keep my contacts. I come back once in a while to see how things are going in terms of projects that I'm trying to do here, and with the intention of eventually moving back to Ghana and settling in Ghana.
Now, you haven't been to Ghana for about 5 years now. I mean, probably holidays or something in between, or not at all?
Last month in Ghana was just about 18 months ago.
18 months ago. But you come in and out, pop in and out to see what the environment. Can you tell us a bit about what you think of the business environment, how it was, let's say, 5 years ago compared to how it is now? What do you see is changing? What do you see is improving? Yeah.
Major big changes for me has happened every time I come to Ghana. And I was just talking to one of my colleagues the other day. And if you see companies like Vodafone picking up an African country, Ghana, coming to establish here. You have companies like Holiday Inn coming in here. You know, all these other multinational companies, they wouldn't just come here on any whims or caprices. It's a calculated move for them. You have business graduates from Wharton School of Finance, you know, MBA graduates, Wall Street guys, who have done the analysis and told these companies that it is a good move to come into Ghana. So for me, that alone is the green light. You don't need to go and do your own research. You don't need to go and do your own analysis. You just have to follow the big boys, and where they are moving their monies is where, you know, you follow them and make it here. So when you come here, the landscape has changed seriously, and every day there are multinational companies coming into Ghana, setting up base and setting up here. So yeah, that is what I see now, where Ghana is not only made up of local companies, but you have more of multinational companies actually coming into Ghana to set up base, train people, and work with the Ghanaian folks.
Now, when you say this, so these people are, like you said, they're very calculated and they have the resources to come down. When you're looking at people, you know, young entrepreneurs who living outside right now, and they're looking to come down, them moving down, for instance, it can go wrong, or it can. Do you agree that basically what do you think needs to be done for you to succeed? Because you're talking to people also that don't have the resources and don't have the skills like these multinationals. So what advice do you have for them?
For people who want to come to Ghana?
Yes.
Okay, so first and foremost, it's not everybody that wants to come to Ghana.
No,
right?
Of course. Those that
want to come to Ghana, you cannot wait until the very last year or last month you want to come to Ghana. That's when you start trying to get things into place. For me, I noticed that with, you know, the generation before us, where most of the time they did everything in, you know, outside Ghana, and then a year before they wanted to come and retire, they try and set up something here. And most of the time it did not go well for them because the dynamics are completely different. So what I would advise is, if you have a plan of coming to Ghana eventually, you need to have your game plan, if it's 5 years or 10 years. And within that time, you always have to be constantly doing what you need to be doing on a small basis, right? Bit by bit. Then by the time you're ready to come, it's grown, it's blossomed, and it's ready for you to take it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, with regards to the Ghanaians that have gone abroad that left when they were really young, what do you think their mindset is over there?
They're confused. They're confused. When I say confusion, it's more of an identity. They are confused between having the identity as a Ghanaian or as an American or a Canadian or British or whatever. And when you're confused in that case, it's really, really terrible for you because you are not accepted on this side and you're not accepted by your Ghanaian people as well. So I don't have any kids. I can't give any advice to, you know, parents. But when I have my kids, before I let them travel out of the country, I have to make sure that they have a very good sense of their identity, their cultural identity rooted here, have a good sense of themselves, you know, who you are, before you let them get into other cultures and learn from them.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in studio with us today.
Anytime, Crystal.
Yes. I'm sure a lot of people have learned a lot of what you said right now. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have something very interesting planned for you. Let's take a break.